It's haunting me, 'cause my only crime was hoping there is something more than this loneliness I feel. But no one makes me feel less alive. We're fighting fire. The way you push my buttons just right. We're fighting fire. When two voices of nature collide. We're fighting fire. Can't help but feel the temperature rise. We're fighting fire. We're fire.
Guys, show them this.
Oh my god. It's the prettiest shirt I've ever seen in my life. Hold on. Wait till you see the back. Oh my god. Big three. It should honestly be.
It should be 2 now. I know. It was,
Yeah, because Toodles Ella.
Yeah.
Total loser. Loser. Whatever. Toodles.
But tell them why they should buy it. Isn't that nice? Looks football jersey. Huh?
You're representing me and Kinsey. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not buy it? It's honestly kind of rude, don't you think?
It's 100% rude. It's 100% rude if you don't buy it.
Like,
think about how
Think
many
about
people.
women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Think about the top stars of NWA.
Think
You
about
want to
the-
represent them,
Think about this: the silkworms that perished to make this.
right? You
Yeah.
aren't going to do it for those worms?
Yeah. Right.
Come on.
You're gonna do it, Alice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah,
them.
she is.
Yeah,
Where
I'll
you at?
do it.
Yep. Okay. Where are we at? Anyway, yes. You need to get that. Oh wait, check this shirt out. Here, or hold this shirt. Tell them why you should buy that shirt. Isn't that nice and soft?
What is
Isn't that
it?
nice and soft? It's a T-shirt.
Oh, it's actually kind of sick.
Yeah,
I
right.
really like
And it's
it.
like it's a
And
tri
it's
blend.
green.
It's a heather blue. Yeah, it's
It
blue
kind of
and
matches
green.
you actually. Look,
Yeah.
the green and the green.
It does. It
Wow,
does.
it's sick.
Yeah, it is a very nice shirt. You should buy that, right? I mean, you don't have to buy
I
it. I'm
mean,
saying
I-
people should buy it.
Yeah,
I'll cut
definitely.
you a deal.
You know, yeah, as long as you cut me a deal.
I'll cut you a deal. But they should buy it,
Danny
right?
Dealz for a reason.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll always cut you a deal. Duh. That's
Duh.
his name.
Two voices of nature collide. We're fighting fire. Can't help but feel the temperature rise. We're fighting
Saturday, August 31st, celebrate 76 years of the National Wrestling Alliance as we return to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Join us as we reclaim the sport's most historic legacy in wrestling's hottest city on a night that promises to be filled with action, intensity, and surprises you don't want to miss. Visit NWALiveEvents.com for tickets today.
For over 70 years, one name has stood for history, legacy, and tradition in professional wrestling. And the centerpiece of that legacy is the original lineal heavyweight championship of the world, the one that started them all, known to many as the 10 pounds of gold. Now, by popular demand, you can have your very own symbol of excellence, as the NWA has teamed up with Fandu Belts to bring you the official replica of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This meticulously handcrafted belt is available in 2 options: the original pre-2021 Glory, as well as the updated version featuring the UK plate. Own the granddaddy of them all, the 10 pounds of gold. To order, visit fandubelt.com/NWA.
The National Wrestling Alliance is now on the CW. Download the CW app today or stream at thecw.com and catch up on past seasons of NWA Power with new content just around the corner. Experience wrestling as it's meant to be. It's the NWA on the CW.
None of us were even in here. What is wrong with me?
It can't handle my rock and roll!
Welcome to the live stream. I hope you guys are ready to rock. Yeah.
What is happening already? I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NWA. It's Monday. You've got the four of us. We're talking National Wrestling Alliance and other random things. You've got guitar, Joe Galli right there. You got vocals, Danny Dealz. You got our backup singer over here, Gary Horne, who also knows all the musical genius. And then there's me. I'm just I'm the guy on the stage that dances awkwardly.
On percussion. You could.
Now I played drums.
All right. Dealz is
I
on
actually
the
did. So Kyle's the singer, and I'll play drums.
Oh, cool.
Well,
yeah. You know what? You look like a guy that can bang the skin. Anyway, guys, this is the NWA. Tomorrow night, NWA Power. Download the CW app or go to CWTV.com. No subscription required. See all the action as we have just had the final Crockett Cup event occur. If you don't know about that, well, spoiler alert, you've had time to look at it right now. Southern Six won the Crockett Cup.
Son of a biscuit.
Even weirder, not the Thrillbilly in there. It ended up being Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor coming out of nowhere. Weeks back, the Country Gentlemen, of course, they had the opportunity to just say, hey, you guys aren't supposed to be in the match as this team. And yet the Country Gentlemen gave them a shot, lost the match, and now look what's happened. A lot of big upsets in the Crockett Cup, including Blunt Force Trauma, the NWA World Tag Team Champions. Well, they lost their match. They were defeating. Anybody want to give a guess? Have you been watching the program?
They were cheated.
They were cheated?
Yeah.
Up right there. Immortals should be champs. There you go. There you go.
See?
There we go. Fantastic. I didn't see it pop up on the screen right there. But frankly, a lot of big things going on in the National Wrestling Alliance, the tag team division. And right now, starting tomorrow, we're back in the Power Station from Tampa. You're going to see some of the fallout from the Crockett Cup. And of course, the build to NWA 76 is taking place. EC3, still NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. THOM LATIMER, still National Champion. He's going to be on the program tonight. BFT still tag team champions, even though they did not win the Crockett Cup. Titles weren't on the line. King Bees, NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions. Joe Alonzo, he is the Junior Heavyweight Champion. Folks, I'm giving you a little recap here in case you haven't watched, because you need to tune into the CW every week to see this stuff as it happens. And of course, NWA 76 is coming to you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, August 31st. Get your tickets at NWALiveEvents.com. We're going to be at the 2300 Arena, the former ECW Arena. History will be made in Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. The card is going to slowly start rolling out right now. Well, let's not say right now. Let's say later on this week is the plan.
Say, nobody told me if it was.
No,
right
that's
now.
fine. You're good. I've been talking about it so much today. That's why in my head. Yeah, kayfabe, Gary. But obviously, everybody on there is going to be defending their championships as well as you got Knox and Murdoch in the background. THOM LATIMER, Max the Impaler, double champion. Also, congrats to Max, starring in a new horror movie as well. Aaron Stevens, Ruthie J, and of course, the NWA World Women's Champion will be there. Kenzie Page. And let's use that as a segue, actually, while we're talking about this, because Dealz, we like to start this off with a merch moment. And we know that there is pretty empowered merchandise that's always selling out. What you got for us, baby?
We got them jerseys. Hey! We got them jerseys. We also got this shirt. Look at that jersey right there. What are you, nuts?
Oh.
Hey, go back to the jersey. Go back.
I am nuts.
Out of jail from whatever's behind you.
Well, we might have. We knew the sheriff locally. They let us out. Look at that jersey. Think about all
what happens when you come for the champ. That's not missed.
Right. Think about the silkworms, right? It's a great jersey. It's a great jersey. What else we got, Gary? We got some other stuff too.
We got some other stuff. We got the Southern Six stuff there.
Yeah.
Celebrate the Crockett Cup champs.
You can still get that bottom one on demand.
Do you know I never noticed that there are open coolers of beer in the background of that Southern Six?
I did not notice that.
I've always just looked at the Sixes High of the Gladiator Demony thing.
The cooler of beer was a suggestion, I believe, from it might have been AT.
Sounds like an AT move.
And it's very suitable that the Southern Six shirt has a 6-ball on it, because out of the three of them, 6 balls.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of balls, I meant to throw it up here with the slide balls over there to the left.
We are cooking with gas tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Slide balls. Shipped a couple of those out today, actually. That's an on-demand shirt. I might have to print some from Philly, though, because they're Northeast brothers. So, you might have some fellow slime balls in the house. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle?
I think that this is definitely something you, ladies and gentlemen, need to get up on. Again, come to the events. NWA 76 merchandise will be available. Otherwise, go to the shop. Danny Dealz code should be up on the screen any second here. Go on there. You can get a Carson Drake shirt. You can get a very suitable for the season tank top right there. And then, of course, Alex Taylor. You want to feel like you won the Crockett Cup? Wear the things that Alex Taylor wears. That's going to make you happy right there. Dane, a vet who currently is a medical provider for a fan favorite who seems to have lost his mind. Jax Dane, the Dane event. On the back of that shirt has all his accolades, and one of them should be registered medical provider now.
There actually is a shirt for that person he's taking care of right now. Do we have that image?
The
truck? Do we have that image?
Hey!
No smoking.
You say no smoke? Because
there it is.
Magic Jake with a
Smoking
cigarette.
Magic Jake.
That Kill Bill tracksuit up there, that's almost gone. But that Baron shirt, I'm telling you, Danny, it's a hot shirt. And of course, that top shirt, that's the one I'm wearing. It's a wonderful shirt.
I can't wait to wear one of those, but I'm not going to be able to see that until 76 because let's face it, I don't want to make the company have to ship me things. But ladies and gentlemen, you could ship things to your house whenever you want by ordering at their National Wrestling Alliance shop right there. Again, code on the screen. Oh my God, hot pink shorts. How could I live without those?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll ship you something, Kyle. I ship Joe stuff.
Yeah, just ask.
Wait a second. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
One day he was like, do we have any of these posters? I'm like, yeah, just ask me for them. I'll send them to you. Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, NationalWrestlingAlliance.com shop. You could be a part of all things National Wrestling Alliance. You could drink from the cups. You could wear the shorts. You could get all sweaty in the shirts. You can make whatever you want happen. Make your dreams come true, folks. Summertime is here. It's hot outside. You might as well look hot while the weather's hot as well. Go to NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. Gary, can you tell that I've been trying to practice for next week?
I can. I'm actually going to be out of the office next week. So,
my Lord,
I've got some cool. I'm going to have some cool stuff for 76 too, Kyle. But we won't tell them about that yet. Yeah,
I'm feeling like
it
might have a patriotic blend a little bit like that. I'm guessing from the stars and stripes that are on the advertising. You would think that maybe we might have some sort of company synergy with the merchandise in the event. But you're gonna have to wait to find out, folks, because NWA 76 again, right around the corner. For months we were talking about that thing's so far away. Now looking over here at the calendar, next month.
Speaking of shipping stuff, Joe, do you need me to ship you another one of those water bottles that came in today?
Ooh, actually, I'm good with this. I'll just pick one up at the show.
Oh, okay. All right.
And before we get
any more water bottles, where'd they go? I'm like, okay.
Before we get into more wrestling too, I think it's that time as always. Our friend Joe Galli, who is right next to me. He, as we joked about last week, unprotected sex results in children, but he planned it, ladies and gentlemen. Him and his wife Shelby have a baby on the way. It's time for a baby update.
Gaga, goo goo, coochie coochie coo. Joe's got a baby update for you. Gaga, goo goo, coochie coochie coo. Joe's got a baby update for you.
Let's go straight to the pictures, producer Gary, because that's what you've become during the show. Producer Gary, who's just in there clicking buttons. Oh, and look at this, our maternity photos from our little photo shoot we did over the weekend in a very serene place. There you see Shelby about to pop. A lovely dress right there. Gary, I think we got a couple more for you, Gare Bear. And oh, look at us. Look how jacked my back looks. You can see my delts. Those look good. Yeah, yeah, right there. And
that's not just longitude, that's also latitude.
Hey, yo, there it is. So yeah, things are coming along. We see the doctor on Wednesday, still kind of looking like it's going to be a C-section. The baby has not dropped. The baby has not shifted, so it's still breech. So it's all these sorts of issues with it. That was really nice. We were having a really good time with there. And then Gary, I think I got my shout out for you. I think I sent you a screenshot from Facebook. I got to make sure. There it is. Stella Rose Photography. Shout out to Stella Rose. Did these photography. Was actually a parent of one of Shelby's students last year and offered to do that wonderful photo shoot. So if you're in the greater San Antonio area, you need wedding photos, you need maternity photos, anything like that, that's the person you want to find on Facebook. Tell them Joe Galli sent you. 100% rating, 100% recommended on Facebook. Takes great pictures for everybody. So you can see the rest of those on my Instagram. I posted all of those cool photos that are up there. And we should be actually getting more as she continues to go through and, do little edits. Got to get a little edits in, Bond's probably in the chat. He knows what that's all about. And look at that. Look how cute and romantic we are.
That is adorable. What are you guys looking at in your hand?
She's like, stop showing me wrestling videos, Joe.
It was really weird because like we got in this position which was difficult to get in because Shelby's pregnant. We're lying in grass, and the direction was, all right, now play with each other's hands. And we're like, okay. And so we just started oddly touching each other's fingers in a very bizarre way, but I like guess it. The photo you get out of it. So yeah, but shout out to our photographer.
It's like that photo that Dolly and Stallone did for Rhinestone.
Right. Gary, let's put that QR code up one more time for our folks here. Still got some stuff on the registry. I built another bassinet to replace the one that got recalled. I built that this morning. So we've got more stuff up there. So if you're willing and able to, please, by all means. It's super appreciated, and I super appreciate everybody. Last week we did this, and I had a lovely person actually give us a $50 gift card to Amazon through that. So it's really nice for everybody doing that, and so I really do appreciate it. And
I'm sure the baby appreciates you shilling for the baby the whole time.
And Kyle Davis has a fun fact from what I have.
Yeah, I recently came into the Sad Animal Baby Facts book because I thought of Joe, and this was handed out. Do you know that alligators are born with one extra long tooth? They have an extra egg tooth that they use to break out of their shells, and the egg tooth isn't really a tooth, but a hard piece of skin that reabsorbs back into the body. And if the weather is especially dry, the shell might be harder to break, and then they can't break through, and then they die in the egg. You're welcome.
I was going to say that wasn't sad at first, but then it slowly...
took a turn. It took a turn.
Yeah.
Joe, you mentioned the bassinet. You mentioned that it was recalled because apparently it's a danger to children. So you have this dangerous item that you can't return. You can't donate. I'm thinking 76, bring that. We have like a death match or a street fight at 76.
Will get used.
They pull it out from underneath. How great is it going to be for me to take a fully built bassinet and carry it throughout various airports to get to Philadelphia?
I'm just waiting for you. I'm just waiting for the call. It's the bassinet of death.
The killer bassinet. And that's how you win. You actually put somebody in it and they die because
you play it up as though the baby's in it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And so like world title main event.
I don't want to be.
It's like you just got the child out just in time.
And the Family Jewels ladder match. The Family Jewels ladder match recently aired on Power. Eric Smalls, Slade, and the payoff to that match will be happening at 76. All I'm saying is a bassinet would be very insulting to have a large tattooed man in.
Well, you should
go. I call them large.
You can click that QR code right there and get tickets to all the upcoming NWA events. They're happening.
And we have a new NWA 76 video that I'm told will be uploaded shortly. So that way you can see that as well. So that new matches, new people, new stuff. It's 76 season, ladies and gentlemen. The summer is upon us, and you need to be a part of the action. NWA 76, that QR code. We talked about this last week, and we never figured it out. It should be on the screen at the bottom the whole time.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
No, you're fine. We've had a lot to do, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot going on, including new people re-signing with the National Wrestling Alliance, the Crockett Cup just ending. We've got so many things going on that we can't even talk about. In fact, earlier today, I had the Worlds of Empire tour shirt on when I was at the gym getting a pump ski in there because Billy Corgan's going to be touring with Smashing Pumpkins in the United States in just a few short days. And then you could be a part of that as well. A lot of things going on, a lot of places, a lot of opportunities. In fact, who knows? Maybe wrestling might show up at one of those events. Remains to be seen.
Yeah. Well, one thing we did promise for this show tonight is that we would have a very special guest, and we're going to deliver on that right now because a lot of people here in this chat are big fans of our NWA National Heavyweight Champion. So let's bring him on right now. Mr. THOM Latimer is here.
Hello, gents.
Coming off a very successful defense against a man who's never been submitted, never been pinned, never been beaten one-on-one in the NWA. Zion took him out at the Crockett Cup. Yeah, look at that. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, no, totally, definitely. I mean, he's the real deal. I mean, you know, I kind of know the guy kind of behind the mask, so I know what kind of a wrestler and a performer he is, and I know his track record and I know his history. So being able to get a victory over someone like that is awesome. You know, it couldn't have gone any better.
So you know the man behind the mask. This is actually intriguing because no one knows much about him. I have to ask, can you confirm or deny Austin Idol's child?
I have no idea. You'll have to ask.
We don't know who the daddy is. Also, I see a lot of blinds in the background there. I don't know if we could talk about this, but it looks like congratulations. Did I just see that you relocated recently?
That is correct. Well, the blinds are only pulled because the sun's coming in. The trash can is behind me, so I didn't think that would look.
No, that's fine. I saw a picture of the door on socials, and I was like, look at that. Happy home. I like this. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on retaining the national championship. And on a very random note, Joe and I were talking about the other day. The new Smashing Pumpkins album came out, or at least they announced it, A Gordy Morty Me. And we're looking at the track records here, and we're looking at the names, and we're like, these all sound like Tom Latimer moves names. Like War Dreams of Itself, Who Goes, Go With the Fall, Sicarus. We were like, what? Tom, what is the hell going on with every signature move you have and the names behind it for the fans that don't know?
So I'll say, Joe, you do a real good job of being able to plug in my the names of my wrestling maneuvers. So hats off to you, because I know they're bizarre and odd. But I'm a big metal fan, a big big screaming heavy metal guy, and so can you believe? So a lot of that stuff is just it's names of tracks and things like that. So I just think that they sound cool. I understand it should probably just have one or two words to it, but I like a full sentence.
I like it. It keeps you, it stands, well, let's face it, you stand out anyway with the physique and the athleticism. It's super annoying. And the tan, one of the two most tan human beings I know. Right here in the chat, Scott B says Latimer is perhaps the best national champ in the modern era. I think that might be undeniable. Speaking of being the national champ, you've mentioned in interviews before that, one of the things is you want to make that championship mean something in the National Wrestling Alliance. And I feel like you're well on the way to do that. Another man that's tried to make a championship mean something, the belt already had some history behind it, is EC3, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Now, obviously, you're defending the national. EC3 is defending all over the globe. Where's your mind at? A lot of people have used the national championship as a way of stepping stone, but you've already said you don't want to do that. But be honest with me, coming up, there's a huge show. Is there any possibility? Has there been talks? Are you considering this? Is it in the back of your mind? Maybe.
Unfortunately, it is a necessary evil, or could be. It could be a necessary evil. I think that this title, this championship, is on the same level, the same par as the World Heavyweight Championship, or at least it should be, and it is in my eyes. I'm a fighting champion, so is EC3. I mean, he's done wonders being able to defend it non-stop around the world, all sorts of different countries. And essentially, this title here should be doing the same thing. I mean, yes, it could be used to elevate your position, and it could be used for becoming the world heavyweight champion. But there's something special about this belt. There's something. I feel like it is the fighting man's championship. It's also a real good way of keeping the heat on whoever the world heavyweight champion is, because ultimately, if he doesn't lose it on his travels, if I do cash this in, then, then there's a good chance that he will be losing it. So it's just a nice little thing to have in your back pocket, as well as being, a beautiful belt with legacy, tradition, and history, engraved on it.
I'm reading in the chat here. It seems like a lot of fans would like to see that, although other people have brought up the history that you have with that individual as he's played head games with you in previous parts of your career and your life. But regardless, that is possibilities down the road. Let's talk about the present, the national championship. Obviously the NWA roster is very full. There's always individuals coming in and out of the company that are looking to make a name for themselves, either a fresh talent that's never had that exposure or a talent that's had exposure elsewhere and wants to reclaim a name for themselves. Is there anybody on the current roster that you share a locker room today that you're really thinking that person is somebody who I'd like to get into the ring with and put the title on the line?
I mean, I'll defend it against anybody. I'm not worried or scared about that. I mean, whoever wants to step up, whether it's in our company or elsewhere, just roll up. But I mean, if I was going to have eyes on people that would be future heavyweight champions, then, you know, you got to talk about Gary Horne, a young whippersnapper. Give him time, let him develop. He's going to be there. So, and it's the same with Thrill Billy too. I mean, he's a guy that every time I step in the ring with him, I know it's a fight. I know I've got to bring it. I know I can't think anything other than kill this guy. And so you have to. He's a monster. You know, I leave the ring. Every time I've wrestled him, I've left the ring about an inch shorter, like my spine's been compressed and my head's rattled. I mean, he's no joke. So those two guys off the top of my head, and then you never know. There's always some dark horses in there. There's always people like Alex Taylor. I mean, he used to say down the line he's not going to be a guy too. That
it's a lot of Southern Six talk right here. That's all.
I mean, together. I mean, that's a smart thing to do. If you're you know. If you're the topper end talent, you know, banding together is a fantastic idea. However, down the line, I'm sure that'll cause problems. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Southern Six, right there. I mean, they're as pretty much as good as it gets.
Well, Tom, I'm happy you're here, but I gotta call you out on something real quick because you're talking about
Gary wants a shot.
Well, I mean, I think Tom knows I love him. He's my favorite.
Is it because I'm wearing a shirt?
Yeah, well, and people that may not be aware or haven't seen the post already, you're talking about him like he's, you know, sometime down the road in the future. But tomorrow on NWA Power, you have Gary Horne challenging for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. That's happening on Power. You're talking about him like he's, you know, maybe someday, but he's tomorrow.
And can I bring up a little bit of history on this as well, considering the Crockett Cup just happened, the wild cards, yourself and Royce Isaacs, you were the wild cards in the National Wrestling Alliance during the pretty much return of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Dealz is dying, I think.
The wild cards Crockett Cup made a name for yourselves on there. You guys became tag team champions. And when you lost the tag team championships, it was against the Rock and Roll Express, which is Kerry Morton's father. So, I mean, like, I feel like this is almost meant to happen. Crockett Cup just happened. Tag team Southern Six win the Crockett Cup. You're here. You're a champion. Kerry Morton, son of a legacy. I mean, this is your chance to teach this son bitch a real lesson is what I'm trying to tell you.
I completely forgot I got to wrestle tomorrow. So thanks for letting me know.
Good to see you're preparing.
So much. He wrestles everywhere, baby. You got to know. It's always ready.
As far as I'm concerned, tomorrow I'll be stepping there with Ricky. So I'm gonna look at poor Kerry like he's his father and like he owes me something. So you know, when he does lose the match, he can go and say thanks, old man. You know, for letting Tom do that to me, because you know maybe he'd have gone easier on me if you hadn't kicked his ass and won the tag titles off him. But there you go.
Some chick in the chat was just calling you really hot with a bunch of T's. She seems like she really wants it. I'm just putting that out there.
That might be my wife.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta bring this up too. You know, Kyle mentioned the blinds and the relocation and all of that stuff.
Do you want to take a little tour? No, she'll.
Tom and I were talking earlier, and he had been spending all day. You sent this picture to me. And so this is family life, I guess. But what's going on here?
Are you steaming?
What have you?
I was, yeah. First time ever. 37. And,
really? I have that steamer. That's what I travel with too. So that's a great steamer. Good choice.
I'll have to bring him for you then, Carl, because it's. I mean, I was getting the knack of it, but I mean, it's no joke. I mean, it's pretty hard. There's two suits that are just impossible to do, and so I Facebook message a place that's in the area that I live, and I said, look, I bought some cheaper end suits online that didn't come. They came pretty crinkled. Think you can help me out here, because I'm not making any headway with these suits. I should have done it, but whatever.
This is real life. This is real life, ladies and gentlemen. You look at this guy and you're like, man, the work, the genetics to look like him, the effort that's got to be put in 24/7 to be this guy outside the ring and in the ring, to be that athletic. And you're like, he's got it all and this stuff. But I want you to know, if you're in the chat and you could actually iron and steam, This guy's got nothing on you. You could beat his ass on that. So no matter what you're thinking right now, folks, you know, your envy or anything, we're like, man, I wish. I do this all the time with Tom. I'm like, man, if I was that tall, that tan, that ripped, and had that hair, I'd be unstoppable. But I could steam a jacket.
That was one of your
I
greatest.
got that going for me.
One of your greatest feuds you ever had is when they put you in that suit a couple of years ago. Remember? And I used to have to hold on to it for you.
Yeah. They were miserable times. I was wearing a weight belt underneath my suit because my back had gone. But ironing is, I remember, as a kid watching my mum do it, stacks of clothes that she'd just whip through an iron, and I remember thinking, but now I couldn't iron one to save my life.
I left my steamer at home and I tried to use the hotel room iron to like steam a shirt. We were on the road a couple weeks ago.
You can buy combos. I was like, do I get the combo or do I just?
Well, I don't know about you now.
Went along with what Google said.
All the stuff I buy is kind of like a stretchy fabric, so it moves and fits better. And that shit, as soon as it hit heat, I was like, ruin that shirt. Had to go run to the store with Joe and buy a brand new shirt because I was just like, I just can't wear this on TV. Right here, the tie wouldn't hide it.
You can't do it. You have to start on the back. Always test on the back of the
shirt. 100%. Yeah.
This has been laundry talk.
Yeah.
Coming up next, socks. Nature's history.
I'm gonna get that national strap. I'm gonna get that national strap. I'm gonna challenge Tom to a tuxedo or iron match. That's it.
I was just impressed with it because like Tom's done this show like just topless. So to see Tom put on
we're sorry to disappoint you, Gary.
A sleeveless shirt. No, I'm just saying. It's just,
he had sleeves on.
Also, he's getting the suits together. We've seen him in suits. Socials just dropped a thing with him in a suit. Like he's looking good. So,
suit of a champion.
No, that's like champ look. Is that what you're doing? You're getting
blink twice if you're okay.
Well, that's it. I think it's. You got to set a good example for the youngsters. So it's along those lines. It's you can't be wandering around looking like a slob all the time and expect people to look up to you.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I never see EC3 really wearing suits and people look up to him as well. Have you thought about forming your own cult? Because it seems like it works for champions in this company.
Now maybe have you decided Lex Express bus. There you go. Talking about the youngsters.
Except it would have the British flag on it.
Yeah, Kyle, sing it. Hero.
Say what did you say, Kyle, about a cult?
No, EC3 essentially has a bunch of followers and things like that. So I'm saying he doesn't dress great. He's just like a guy who's chilling with necklaces and crystals and shit. So I mean, here you are trying to look like a champion by dressing the part, and maybe all you just need is a bunch of really weird followers.
Yeah, and we can all wear matching sweatsuits.
And the good thing about this is that he has a training academy. You have a training academy as well. For those that don't know about this, Hatchet, with a couple individuals that I know very well. In fact, I still have a Send in Dark City shirt because let's face it, Dark City Fight Club is one of those badass NWA tag teams in the history of everything, whether or not you know that because it was before this era. Still very badass. Yourself and I don't know if I can mention the other person. You just mentioned it so I don't get in trouble. You guys have a training academy in Florida. Is that correct?
Yeah, me and the wife moved away so we could, purchase a house. However, the training school is still there, run by John Davis, one of the best. And Sam Shaw now, who's
might be a little weird wearing masks and shit.
So apparently he's just had these dreads put in. So I'll be interested to see what he looks like with the dreads. Kind of jealous.
Look like Danny Dealz.
Yeah,
totally, yeah.
Although,
Hatchet Pro Wrestling.
I don't
You got a super sticker. I don't even know what that is. So thanks for that.
New thing, everyone. Give us more super stickers.
I don't have arms like Sammy. I don't have arms like Sammy. A headlock's a finish with that, brother.
It is. It's his forearms. It's got Popeye forearms.
I'm super impressed because sometimes I realize I'm in a bubble. And it's very easy for people to think that if you think something, everybody else thinks it. And I'm always talking about Tom is, literally the epitome of what you would be like. I'm going to draw a pro wrestler. I wonder what it's going to look like. It's going to look like Thom Latimer. The chat here is talking about this. Everybody keeps on saying they want you to go for the world title. I don't want them to pressure you. Keep that national title as long as you can. But it's one of those things where apparently I get people and everybody's feeling it.
I understand, I do, but there is part of me that wants to make sure that moving forward, this title is not so much seen as something that can just be tossed away. And again, I know it's a necessary evil, but it's just I don't know. There's something about this that it needs elevation.
Well, go after a world title, keep them both. There you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you're wearing suits now. You need different belts to match the tie and all that type of shit. So.
Well, we need to rewrite the rules, don't we? To speak to the boss man. And,
all right, Joe, what do you think?
Usually when I speak to the boss man, he gets really annoyed at me.
Yeah, don't let Kyle pitch that
Well, maybe
idea.
not you.
It'll never work.
Okay.
EC3 is always full of mind games too. I feel like he's one of those guys that would find some way to wiggle himself out of a world title match.
He's good at it. I'll give him that. He's good at it.
But here's the thing that I like. EC3, he's got backup if it ever comes to this. But Tom, for one of the first times in your career in the National Wrestling Alliance, no strictly business, no relationships, none of this. You are going solo for the first time. Fans are getting to see who you are without a mirror of somebody else to be kind of reflecting what you are with them. You're an individual now. You're a champion. And what's that like now to be running with all of this and just kind of looking over your shoulder and being like, oh, I either do this or I don't. There's no one to assist.
You're right. And then there was one. I'm proud of that. Last man standing. You could look at it any which way you want, but ultimately, I believe in this company. I love this company. I love everyone that I work with, unless I'm having to fight them. I love our boss, and I believe in the NWA, and the NWA has been fantastic to and for me, and it's something that I need, and it's something that needs to stay around forever and for the next generation. So for me, I'm home, and there's nothing is going to change in that respect. I'll be there till I'm too old to lace up my boots. So I'm proud of the fact that I'm the last man standing, and there's always room for people to come back. It's never, the door's not shut forever. I mean, if people want to go out and do whatever, they can do it. I'll just hold the fort down while they do that.
Well stated. I know you got many things to do, obviously getting life back together on there. If anybody's got any questions in the chat, throw them in right now.
Especially a super chat. You drop the super chat, we acknowledge it. So,
and if nobody throws anything on there right now, Tom, why don't you plug your socials right now? Where can people follow you?
Thomas, I think everything is Thomas _Latimer_.
I was
Look at
ready
that. He's already got it on the screen ready to go.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gary Horne is your new tag team partner. He's going to back you up.
Gotta support my boy. Gary's going to back you up. You get in the jam, he's going to hit the ring.
I'd like that everybody in the chat was just talking about how amazing
Tom Latimer's in a jam. I ain't hitting the ring. I can tell you that.
I don't think he's allowed to eat
going
jam.
down.
I don't think he's allowed to eat jam either. It's a high sugar content right there.
See, I've still got family here. I'm all right. I'm not alone.
What do we got? WWC Puerto Rico. No, they're talking
People
about
they want Tom Latimer in Puerto Rico. They want Tom Latimer versus Matt Cardona. Those are the two things I keep seeing over and over again. You've been to Puerto Rico recently.
I believe I'm going back at some point. I feel like there's a title there that I need to hold for some time. So watch this space when it comes to that. It's just a matter of time. And as far as Matt, I believe he's injured, right? So whenever Matt's healthy and ready and fancies the gamble, I'm all for it.
Very nice.
What's this I see with like you and Brian Idol playing football out on the beach and stuff like that? Are you guys bros now? Like he's a bit of a legend. Like we can't get him on the show, but he's got a reputation around these parts.
We totally are bros. He was showing me how to play hand egg, American football.
I'm sorry, hand egg?
Hand egg. Yeah.
I saw you throwing a spiral, and I was like, I'm 41. I've never been able to figure out how to throw a spiral.
Tom's an natural athlete, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. Natural athlete, damn right, but can't iron a shirt. Neither say. Like I said earlier on in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, go with what you're good at. Don't let somebody just shit on you because you can't throw a spiral football or you're not 6 foot something and you're not perfect and you don't got abs. Okay? Here's a great question. ABC Stardust asks, whose advice has stayed with you the longest? Out of somebody who you've worked with or somebody you've met that maybe you looked up to in the business, is there any one piece of advice that's really stuck with you?
I think maybe Dr. Tom, when in 2010, when I walked into FCW developmental, Doc said, life is a work. And I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but years later, I'm like, yeah, you're right. It really is. It's a work and it's a rib. So that's a bit of advice that stuck with me.
You know, it's always good for people to be reminded of things like this. Obviously, you've been all over the world. You've had a history with that. What was the catalyst? Why did you want to get into professional wrestling?
Oh, man. So there's part of me that never wanted a real job, quote unquote. I thought I kind of rebelled from that. I was at school. I couldn't concentrate. I'd love to go back now, like geography, maths, English. I'd embrace it. I'd love it. But as a kid, that's the last thing the last place I wanted to be. The last thing I wanted to do was learn. So as soon as I saw wrestling, and it really struck a chord with me once Foley got chucked off the cage. Wow, these guys are unbelievable. That you're a stunt man, you're an actor, you're a mixture of everything. And I saw that, and the guy survived, and I went, "Wow, that is the coolest thing ever." To a 11-year-old or whatever I was, I went, "That is what I want to do," and that's been it ever since. And I've been very lucky and very blessed to still be able to do this now. And so, I don't know. It was just that was what I wanted to be, and I got very lucky. But I also just didn't quit, and you never give up. Once you give up, and I had a few times during my career where I nearly did walk away, or I didn't get signed, and I was like, screw this. But ultimately, you just keep throwing shit against the wall; it'll eventually stick.
Now I know why I've seen you do like swantons through ladders and things like that.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, one time I watched this guy get thrown off 20-something foot tall thing, and he was okay. Let me do that. Oh,
well,
yeah. Like you said, weight belt because your back wasn't working anymore.
Right. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? But no, I was a big, Jeff Hardy was a big idol of mine when I was a kid. He was the one that sort of sealed the deal on me definitely wanting to become a pro wrestler, because he was the coolest guy ever. And so that's exactly who I want to be.
How weird is it that you're a body guy and you just named two people that are known for death-defying things, Mick Foley and Jeff Hardy?
Yeah,
Tom wrestle. He does death-defying shit all the time.
He does, but I mean, like, you'd think like, oh, I was a professional bodybuilder. I was this, I was that. He's like, I wanted to jump off of tall things.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. But I realized quickly and early on that I wasn't as athletic as Jeff Hardy. So I just had to sort of not. I tried, but I'm not. I'm agile, but not as agile as he's. Like a cat, a rubber cat. And so
I've never heard this thing though.
You pick things up as you go along. You learn from different people and what works and what doesn't, and it's just a matter of time and cultivating whatever it is. And stuff sticks, stuff doesn't. You learn bits here, bits as you go along, and then whatever it is by the end of it, that's kind of what you are. So at least that's what it's like for me.
Still had a good match with Jeff in Clarksville, though.
Yeah. Funny story about
taboo chair shot. Which, by the way, I whispered in the refs here and told them to let you guys do whatever you want. Don't DQ it. Because I knew you guys were going to go crazy.
Danny Dealz got you a deal from the referee.
Yeah, I just said, don't DQ it. They're going to do whatever they want. Just leave it alone.
You mentioned something.
I always remember Tom diving off the ladder. That always stood out to me. That whole moment at, what was that, 73?
73.
Yeah. Where first of all, Tim Storm was going up the ladder, and then I'm like, Tim, what are you doing? Get down from there.
Tim ain't he's not do it.
By the way, Jake and Magic Jake's in the chat. He said, "Bring back the blonde-haired Tom."
I did. You have to ask for life. He knows that.
But Axel in the chat is. Axel's always here, so I want to give him a shout out. He does ask, what has been your favorite match and moment in the NWA?
Oh man, I've had a few that stand out. It's probably one of my kind of favorites from a little way ago was me and Pope back from the attack. You know, we'd just come back from more or less a year off wrestling and off NWA. You know, it was the public wasn't allowed to be in to watch, and so you know the boys were in there, sort of geeing it up and giving us some energy. And I hadn't wrestled, like I said, pretty much for a year. None of us had, I don't think. And so I'd never worked Pope before, but I've had a history with him through other companies and things like that. And so I've always got on great with Pope. But it was the first time we'd actually wrestled, and we just had good chemistry, and it was fun. It was easy, and so I don't know, it was just something about that time, because that time was a weird time where it just didn't feel good to be wrestling, because you need real live people there. You have to feel it.
Weird.
And so still being able to perform even under those circumstances and have a good match, it just felt good. And so that's one of the reasons why that's kind of one of the things that stands out to me, just because of the weird scenario we were in. And then feuding, doing the Strictly Business stuff, obviously, and then feuding with Nick. Me and Nick have feuded a few times in different companies, but that's always fun because you're fighting your best mate. So I'm trying to think what else.
You've had a lot of matches. It's been a long 5 years.
There's been a lot. Yeah, I forget most of it.
That's all right. It's because you get hit in the head a lot. But still, you're handsome. You could be slightly stupid. It's all right. You're talking about wrestling and how it was nice to get back from the pandemic, and it was kind of an escape for a lot of people. Speaking of escape, superheroes tend to be an escape for a lot of people. Right here, Cosmic Joe Chronicles in the chat. What superhero would you like to play in a movie? If we were going to say, like, hey, something's getting made, we're going to cast Tom in it. What are we doing?
It's funny, I bought a this is kind of off subject, but not. I bought a PlayStation 5 about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Barely touched it because I'm not 12 anymore. So it takes a lot of effort to get into it, and just I don't know. I bought a million games.
Same way.
I'm just terrible, but I've been forcing myself recently, and I've really gotten into it. So every morning I wake up at 6 a.m. I put my alarm on before the wife wakes up, and alarm goes off, and I run in, put my earphones on the PlayStation. But I've been playing Spider-Man right now.
Yes, such a good game.
It's
a fun game. It's the only game in forever that I've gotten super into.
So I completed the first one the other day, and then I just got there's like a 20.
Miles Morales is the other one.
I'm about 80% complete on that one because that's a small game, and then I'm going to eventually get Spider-Man 2. I just can't bring myself to spend $70 on it. So I'm kind of.
Do you know what happened with me with it? Is I'm not even kidding. Like, the wife would walk in on me while I was playing this game. I got so into the first one because it was almost like meditation, just like swinging around New York. Like, I was just like, doing it, just like looking at it. Like, it's
great. I've busted through quite a lot of games recently, but the last two that I played and completely the day was Last of Us 1 and 2. They were brilliant. I actually hadn't sat around for ages, and then for some reason I was like, I'll give this another go, and then completed both of them. That was great. But anyway, as far as a superhero, man,
Conan the Barbarian.
Probably Batman, actually, because I just completed Batman Arkham Knight. So I think
you're a billionaire. You get to be a billionaire too. So
yeah, that too.
If you like those Spider-Man games, by the way, I recommend making sure you do Spider-Man 2 right after this, because the controls, once you get used to them, it's going to be a lot easier for you. They have a Wolverine game from the same thing coming out later on this year.
I don't see how everybody's not saying Tom Latimer is Wolverine. That just feels like the right one.
He's too tall.
Well, Hugh Jackman's too tall, but they still made him.
There's that in the Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out soon, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, is it Friday? Okay, that's where we shall be going then.
Yeah. Have a good
game.
Yeah,
Wolverine's cool. I guess Wolverine or Batman, but
no Conan? No.
Prefer to be the Christian Bale Batman, I think.
I can picture Tom Latimer with a crown and like the
Conan. No
fur cape. Yeah, like that's
some Game of Thrones shit I could picture him doing too. He's already got the names of his moves that would fit right into it.
Yeah.
Is Conan a superhero? Or is he
he was kind of a character.
He
was to Barbarians.
Hold on, guys. He was in the Secret Avengers for 2 years in Marvel Comics. over the course of a couple of years ago.
Nerd.
Thank you. They did a time
This
travel
gets
thing.
Weird.
He was at a team with the
Let's
Punisher
put
and
this
Electra.
conversation back on track, and I promised Tom we wouldn't keep it for forever. Noni has a great comment here. Latimer doesn't need a faction because there was discussion about you and tag teams and a faction. She says, but honestly, I could absolutely see him breaking up the Southern Six.
Yes.
And you got a chance to head on that mission tomorrow when you
Yeah.
take
There's a lot
on
of
Terry
shirts,
Moore.
though. Let's pump the brakes on that. You know, Tom has a shirt. Do you have that image?
I don't. It's in one of these somewhere, but I don't.
I was gonna wear the cap with that, but I didn't.
I don't know. I can't remember if I have it. So
Well,
I'm sorry. I
oh,
wasn't
there it
ready.
is. There it is. There it is. It was right
Oh,
there.
It was there. It was there. Okay, there it is.
Lower left-hand corner, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
That's a badass shirt. Deals. That's going to be one of the things I ask you to send me.
I like that it's really metal but pink. I like
Right.
that it.
You got to go pink.
Nothing wrong with that. Look at the background right there. Purplish pink. That's the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Do what you like and like what you
Look
do.
at this comment from Kevin Rodriguez. Whenever Tom Latimer is on my screen, whether it's on NWA or YouTube, I stop what I'm doing and watch. I thoroughly enjoy you as a wrestler and a person. Thank you, man. No, you're definitely liked a lot in the wrestling world. That is true. Tom Latimer.
Not an asshole.
Maybe,
Thank you.
yeah. Tom Latimer may be one of the favorite people in the NWA locker room. People respect that man. So that's got to be worth something.
I've known you for we were at the NWA pop-up show with David Arquette and a hair versus hair match. That was both of our first NWA shows. I remember backstage we were shooting the shit and talking it, and you were like, I don't know, man. And I was like, you should be confident. Look at you. And now look at you. An effing champion.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate the love.
Tom, murder Carey tomorrow. And,
Please.
That's
yeah,
one.
kill him.
That's one gone. It's just be the other two. But thrill. He'll be a hard one.
Pack a lunch.
Gary's the problematic one, though.
Well, why do you have to say that? I don't know.
Don't take him lightly. He's
Personal
real
experience.
real shady.
He's
Carey
smart
Horne.
and he's smart and he's cheeky, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
You know, he's one of them. You know, where at school, the kind of the guy you'd avoid because he'd be the one that would, you know, get you beaten up by the big kid or something and be yelling behind him. You
He's
know?
also a budgie smuggler. Just so you know, a budgie smuggler.
What's that?
It's I was watching. Anybody ever watch Bluey? I started playing Bluey for my dog the other day, and it's Australian. And then my future stepson.
Why do
was
you
here,
think
and he
any of
was
us
enjoying
watch
it.
Bluey?
It's
Where
because
did
it's a
that
damn good show. I'm not going to lie to you. If you have kids or a dog, watch it. But at one
Anyway.
point in time, they were talking about birds, budgies, which is a
Tom,
small bird. And when we're in
Thank
Australia,
you so much for doing this.
Hold
We
on.
appreciate you.
when we were in Australia,
We-
Kerry Morton would always talk crap
Oh
about
my
Australia
God.
during the shows. And then one match, somebody went to go give him a roll up, pulled his tights down. He had an Australian Speedo on underneath his gear. And I remember somebody being like, he's got a budgie smuggler. He's got a budgie smuggler.
Okay.
And it's because his stuff looked like a small bird in the nest. Anyway,
All right.
Yeah, no.
The
You
more
can't-
you know.
You can't look at him as small fry. Like he's someone that's going play. Is it going to be a big deal? You know how he acts and behaves now. I can't say that I'm all for it, but you know, you got to carve your own path, and that's what he's doing. But he's someone that I don't take lightly tomorrow.
you know, he's told me that Ric Flair told him that he is the future of the wrestling industry.
Well, I mean, maybe.
And Ric Flair's never lied, not once in his life.
Yeah, except when he said I'm going to pick up this tab.
I know nothing.
I know too.
Anyway, folks, Tom Latimer, you've seen him right here. He's going to be on Power tomorrow night, CWTV.com, or even better, download the CW app. It's not just wrestling. There's all sorts of program on there. Watch your favorite shows, and hopefully the NWA becomes one of your favorite programs. NWA National Heavyweight Championship will be on the line as the champion Tom Latimer defends against the Southern Six's Gary Horne. Tom, thank you for your time, and congrats on all your success. Wish the family hello, and I hope that in the coming weeks, we get to see more of you.
Thank you, boys.
All right.
Bam.
Thank you, buddy.
NWA Power
there,
is
Tom
tomorrow night,
Latimer.
Tuesday. Tom Latimer was right there. We're running late, so I was just trying to run through this stuff right there because we never talked about tomorrow
Were you
night's
just
Power.
trying to run through something?
I was just running through it, baby.
Yeah, what's on tomorrow?
Let's talk about tomorrow. As a matter of fact, NWA Power every single Tuesday, all new episodes, CWTV.com or you get that app. Anywhere that you get your apps. That's like Apple, Roku, Amazon, all the things.
I have it on my
See
Roku.
that match we're talking about.
Yeah,
National
sure.
Heavyweight Championship on the line. In fact, the whole show is full of champions. You know about this one, but what about NWA World Tag Team Champions in action?
Non-title match. Blunt force
It is a
trauma.
non-title match. Fair enough.
These guys are looking to rededicate themselves to destruction of the tag team division. They had one loss in the Crockett Cup, and it was the loss that counted because it kicked them out of the tournament. The Heavenly Butterflies, this is going to be an uphill battle for them. Are they going to be victors or victims? You're going to have to tune in to find out.
They're going to die.
Is there anybody going to be named Victor in the audience?
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be it too. Bless you to the pup right there.
Yeah. He's got
Danny Dealz, any insight on who the challenger is? It doesn't matter when Kenzie Page puts the NWA World Women's Championship on the line.
Of course, it doesn't matter. We're talking about Kenzie Page here. What are we saying? I just watched her whip somebody's ass on Friday. Oh, Tiffany. She beat Tiffany Nieves. Look at that.
You know, Kenzie's been such a dominant women's champion that I believe there's times where when she beats an opponent, they might not even want to show their face in the National Wrestling Alliance ever again. We're going to find out who that opponent is tomorrow night. Kenzie Page will defend the NWA World Women's Championship.
And that's not the only world championship on the line. We have got
That's not all.
the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line when EC3 defends
Legursky.
against Wrecking Ball Legursky. Big boy. This is all coming about because Drew Garabo, who's been a guest in the Tampa tapings, he's been causing a lot of trouble for EC3. It's real. I don't know. It's interesting to see.
Yeah, spit it out.
Drew Garabo talks
Sorry, I
for a
just-
living, and he saw Wrecking Ball Legursky on the podcast that one time, and he said that man is a vocal genius. EC3's been defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship throughout the globe, and this may be his biggest challenge yet. EC3, the champion, defending the 10 pounds against Wrecking Ball Legursky. Do fixers rule? Will the overman be over man? You're gonna have to tune in tomorrow night to Power to find out. Also, here's the thing we're not even talking about. NWA 76 right around the corner. Tomorrow night could change everything that Joe and I have been talking about for the last 48 hours as far as what's going to be happening at 76.
Change Brack, Legursky on.
Here's the thing. I just realized that I could be very annoyed come tomorrow because the world's different. Sometimes randomly on a Sunday, you find out something that you weren't expecting about competition and people running for things. What if I just spent an hour talking about THOM Latimer and what can and can't be in his future? What
just happened? He's still muted.
He just muted himself. I don't know why he did that.
I don't know. It's real weird. He just muted himself.
Maybe you weren't supposed to say what you were
There you
supposed to say, Kyle. Maybe you were supposed to shut the hell up, Kyle.
Radio superstar Drew Garabo here with a message for that sellout former friend of mine, EC3, the pseudo-intellectual, because I've got 6'4", 400-pound Wrecking Ball Legursky who is going to make mincemeat of you, jerk. Listen here. When I win the title, I'm going to be 6'4", 410 pounds, because I'm coming out with the 10 pounds of gold. I'm the difference maker in this match, and you're not going to like it.
Well, I mean, Drew Garabo could be the difference maker. And Wrecking Ball, I don't care who you are. He is a big boy, and he's very scary. So,
Former champ.
yeah, and former United States Tag Team champ.
Knows how to do it.
And now I'm just worried about Kerry Morton becoming national champion tomorrow night.
God, he'd be so pretentious.
He'd be all right.
Gary, what else we got?
Well, it is. Well, I was gonna say it is 8:05. So, I mean, what is Dealz laughing at? Stop, Dealz. I feel like Dealz is always picking on me.
We're on a delay. I'm on a super delay. So.
Oh, I see what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't even see the video that you guys played. I just saw you guys stand there going like this, and I'm like, oh, there must be a video playing.
It's time for a moment sound.
A savage man once said, the cream rises to the top. But in a world full of less and less absolutes, would it not behoove oneself to know a man that can see the top of the mountain? Follow me? Oh yeah.
It's a great follow-up from earlier tonight about the laundry talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Grass strains are probably going to get
come
on
on.
that.
He's going to have to pre-treat it.
Yep.
With some stain remover there.
Were you thinking it too?
And let it set for a couple minutes. And then you want to wash with bleach, but not too much bleach, because if you had too much bleach, and it's not the bleach in ratio to the clothing, it's ratio to the water being used and the dilution of it. So that's where people get messed up with it. I'm just saying, you don't want to turn it in that weird yellow color.
This is how I know we're friends. It's because we literally both were like, let's talk laundry.
Let's go back to laundry.
The grass.
That's what everyone wants to talk about on this show. I actually think that would be probably one of the most popular podcasts, is like laundry talk.
This is laundry talk.
I can't help but disagree. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you're not watching the National Wrestling Alliance, I promise it's a lot more exciting than laundry. There's been a lot of good stuff going on. Check out nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. The Crockett Cup just ended. Southern Six out on top. We've got a whole new era, not even a new season really, but just a new location,
it's a new venue,
new action, new matchups.
Going back to the Power Station.
Excitement. Yeah, it's the Power Station coming up. Tomorrow, we're back in Tampa after being in Dallas for a while. So you want to check that out. It's going to be amazing. All kinds of champions in action tomorrow in NWA Power. You want to be a part of that. And it's only going to get bigger from here, because we're working our way through here. We're going back to the territories. We're on our way to Philadelphia for NWA 76. That's going to be huge. And I promised these folks I'd always mention this stuff. Don't forget, territory action coming up very soon. Coalfield. You got
Episode
Live
5.
Pro Wrestling with Joe Kazana Promotions, and Exodus Pro just recently announced Journey 2 is coming August 24th. That's going to be a big one. I just saw that apparently, based off this past weekend, Richard Holiday is challenging for the World's Heavyweight Championship there against DC3 or Wrecking Ball Legursky, depending on the situation, I suppose.
And ladies and gentlemen, Danny Dealz and I will both be at that Coalfield show on August 2nd. Come on, join us, have fun. Wrestling is always great to be there live and in person, because 10 men, 2 rings, 1 war is going to be happening. Some normal NWA stalwarts there, the Country Gentlemen, Joe Kazana, are going to be in action.
Joe Kazana is going to be the cage.
That's right. And I cannot wait to call the action with you as they hopefully eviscerate the head of Joe Kazana. But regardless, that's going to be happening here. Let's do the plugs real quick. You know where I'm going to be. I just told you right there. You can follow me at Kyle Davis ATL on there. If you want your tickets, go to NWALiveEvents.com or scan this QR code on your screen. Give it 5 seconds, Gary, in case somebody wants to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to have to check out Danny Dealz. You can find him every week on NWA Power as one of the voices of NWA Power. He also is the man running the shop, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop, or scan this code right now to get all the deals on there. Joe Galli to my side. You can follow him on socials. Joe, what's your socials, baby? He muted.
I didn't realize I was muted the whole time. Just follow me on Instagram. That's the one I'm using the most right now. That's my name.
And of course, he is about to be a father. That's a stressful time for him. So if you want to hook him up on that, that is his lovely wife. If you don't like Joe, but you think his wife deserves special things, here's the QR code for you as well.
Papa G.
That's right. Because let's face it, in the world we live in, you never know what's going to happen. Help the
I got
brother
the
out.
one thing I wanted from the registry. Thank you, Billy Trash.
And then, of course, the man that makes this all possible, Gary Horne. We hijack his show every week. And if you want somebody to not hijack something that he's on and hear the man himself, he has Cinema Shock, which is a movie podcast that I cannot do justice to. Trust me, when you tune into this, you're going to be like, holy shit, that's what Gary Horne is like. You got to follow him on there, and also going to be doing live events every now Let me ask.
Every
do you
third
bleed?
Tuesday. Every third Tuesday. Greenville, South Carolina.
What was that question about? Do we bleed? Anyway, this is the NWA. These are my friends, and I hope you consider us friends as well. Tune in every Monday here to get all the NWA news, the random conversation, to see some of your favorite stars and get to know them as human beings.
Learn some stuff about laundry.
I'm going to be at Bleak 182 next Monday, so I got to teach Kyle how to work this thing.
Hey, I already know about all the small things.
All the small things.
We're going to get pulled from YouTube, Joe.
Learn it.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Until next week, please, you all enjoy your gravy cake.